Oh yeah. Well, you want me to give the secret sauce right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give the secret sauce.
You tell me. I don't work with them.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Hi there, welcome to Real Sales Dynamics, where we break down in-field sales footage in order to get you better at door knocking. You know, it's been this funny thing where over the course of this last 3 years, lots of people I know ended up leaving the solar industry as a whole. And it breaks my heart because there's so many different ways to be able to make money in this industry as long as you're working with the right people. Well, today you're going to be seeing us in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, talking to some of the best people in the solar industry who are going to be keeping you away from all the bad dealers and towards all the right installers. You're going to get specific secret information that literally no one else in the entire country knows about solar on this channel right now. Who are you?
Who are you?
Hunter,
Hunter.
owner, Sunvina Solar in Florida.
Got it. And how long have you guys been installing in Florida?
We've been installing in Florida till early 2019.
Got it. Okay. And were you doing solar before you started an installer?
Yeah, started first team at Solar City in Florida. Started as line level sales rep, worked my way up through Tesla, director level status. Elon decided to fire 1,500 of employees overnight. I said, you know what? I think we can go do this better. So we took all the good things we learned at Solar City and Tesla and then built Sunvina. Now we're the largest solar installer state level in Florida.
And you're one of the few installers I've actually met in Florida who I can genuinely say knows what the fuck you're talking about, which is incredibly rare. Did you have a background in business administration or anything else like that?
No, got my degree in hospitality management. So worked in big 4-diamond, 5-diamond resorts. So really learned that hospitality approach. And then when we went to sales, we took that same approach. So we said customer experience first at the top of the pyramid, and then P&L underneath. And everyone said, you know, you're effing crazy, that's not gonna work out. And crazy concept, when you treat your customers right, and you're the highest ranked solar installer on solarreviews.com for the last 4 years in a row nationally, a lot of good people find you.
And one of the things that separates you guys out is, I mean, you explicitly make it so that every single deal you sell, if they can, be sold all the way up to 110% offset.
Yeah.
How has that treated you kind of overall, not only with clients, but with reps?
I mean, look, the industry's changing, right? We're evolving. We're going from the wild, wild west of solar to reps now realize, like, I want to do right by the customer. I don't want to be trained by a manager that says sell them an 80% offset and promise them 100%. For me, when I said it, when I trained our reps, it was train and talk to you, that customer, like it's your mom sitting across the table. What would you want to sell your mother or your grandmother? For us, like, yeah, we sell 100% offsets because I give a 100% power production guarantee for cash loan systems. Not like the other companies that say they only guarantee 80% or 90%. If that contract says 10,000 kilowatt hours, if for whatever reason we messed up as a company and they make underneath that, I send them a check for the power they have to buy from the utility company. On the leases, it's a little different. In Florida, it's illegal to guarantee production. So we look at our TPO providers, whether it's GoodLeap, LightReach, whoever, settings, and we do large data set analysis, and we realize we actually have to build those systems to 107% to guarantee that customer what we call a perfect customer experience.
And so, you know, obviously we had a lot of turmoil in the last year. We ended up losing the tax credit as of like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Right? And when we first had a conversation about that, because God knows I was nervous, you're one of the first people I ended up talking to on the phone about, you brought up like safe harbor and what that's looking like over the course of this next year.
Oh yeah.
Right? And so as far as kind of safe harbor, what does that mean for, you know, reps who are actually out there selling right now?
Yeah, so look, the 25D was the residential credit. That's going away January 1st. The 48E is the commercial credit. That's your TPOs. Now, a lot of people might look at that. We have tax attorneys on our side. It says, like, okay, it's going to end July 2026, but there's safe harbor provisions. The old school way of safe harboring was buy $50 million worth of solar panels and literally throw them in a warehouse and use them throughout. There's one little provision in there, though, that if you create a custom widget, if you're creating a custom product and beginning manufacturing of that, you'll be able to install TPO until January 1st, 2031. Sunvina and our TPO partners, we've actually already started building those, so we're going to be having that TPO until January 1st, 2031. We're one of the only companies that do it in-house, though. We have our own bespoke low FICO funds that go down to 600. So we work with ultra high net worth individuals that create these really unique finance structures, as well as your normal GoodLeaps, your LightReaches, et cetera.
And so let's kind of pushing a little bit further out. You mentioned to me after 2031. there still be a potential for things like leases because you can write up things like depreciation potentially?
Oh yeah. Well, you want me to give the secret sauce right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give the secret sauce.
One secret formula to go, please.
The type of solar companies that have really strong balance sheets, that are really liquid, they're going to be able to create custom finance structures. They'll go partner with institutional capital and banks, and what we're creating is a 30-year escalating loan product where we'll be able to monetize that depreciation. We're actually looking at those payments already that they're on par, competitive with where a lease is today. So once we need that product in 2031, you're not going to need the tax credit anymore. So those are things Sunvina's working on 3 years ahead of the game to be prepared so the show goes on.
Love that. And just to get a little bit more in the minutiae in the finances, because you're one of the people that I trust when I'm calling and talking to, wrapping in things like a prepaid lease in with a loan, is that, or prepaid PPA for your California folks out there?
Yeah.
What does it actually look like?
So I'm gonna reterm this one because I think the prepaid lease, it's kind of it's rough around the edges. It's ugly. What I like to call it, and I can't take credit for this, Sunrays Capital CEO Nathan Giovanelli came up with it, deferred ownership. We're going to call it deferred ownership. That means the bank is going to own it for the first 5 years. They're going to monetize the depreciation on that account, thus the homeowner gets a better, lower monthly payment, and then we flip the ownership back to them day one of year 6. And then they get complete ownership for the next 25 years.
And when you're talking to, say, a customer or maybe even a seasoned sales rep, when they're trying to figure out how is it that the lease actually works in this sense, right? Let's say LightReach, they buy the system for the customer essentially, right? They're getting the tax credit for the system. Are they also writing off the depreciation on the system?
Oh,
that's all
absolutely.
kind of included in that.
Yeah, so that's makers. So there's going to be, our current administration brought back 100% bonus depreciation. If you really want to get super into the tax code, there's a thing called step up in basis. That'll probably be for video 202 in this one. But say, for instance, say you do domestic content. The system costs $100,000. So you're going to get a 40% tax credit. So the TPO company, the holder, is going to get $40,000 back. But actually, you go get an independent FMV, fair market value report, that comes back and does a valuation based on that. And they say, actually, that system's worth $150. Now you can step it up in basis, so you can take, on average, another 15 to 20% of tax credit. That's tax credit plus step in basis, then you get 100% bonus depreciation upon that. So what we do at Sunrays Capital, one of the things we do is we do bespoke funds. So say if you owed $1 million in taxes this year, and you say, Hunter, shit, I owe the IRS $1 million in taxes. I say, great, Carlos, why don't you give me $1.4 million? We're going to go deploy about 30 lease assets that you'll own in a holdco, and then you're going to be able to monetize all those tax credits year one. And it's got around a 23% IRR unlevered. So when you're ready to do your taxes, give me a call.
Just give me a call.
But imagine that. Imagine if you had technology where a sales rep, like a good sales rep that might owe 100K, 200K in taxes. Imagine in the technology if he could decide, click a button, I want to own that system. And it shows the amount of tax credits he'll get for that. That's what we're building right now.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You're always kind of on that next level as far as sales goes, and that really shows in the ways that you guys are installing projects, taking care of customers, and honestly just rep experience. I've never played around with a CRM before where it's just so easy to get a deal through.
Right. Built by reps for reps. Crazy concept. When I was a door knocker, that's where I got my start. So when you have the door knocker that owns the installer that also builds the fintech, you get a product that actually fucking works. Crazy concept. One of the biggest things though for us was rolling in roofing, rolling in HVAC, rolling in plumbing. Rather than trying to break preoccupation at a door with like, oh, solar guy? No, I'm not the solar guy. Have you heard about what's going on in the water in the area? Can you go put this under your sink? Or did you hear about the HVAC program? Breaking that preoccupation in a slightly different manner. Then once you're in the house, sell them any of those products. That was the big one for us that I think you guys have been taking advantage of.
Absolutely. Out of nowhere, I became an AC salesman.
A master AC salesman.
Yeah. Because of that, we're able to put in significantly more deals. Where can people find you?
Sunvina.com. I mean, really, go through Carlos.
Yeah.
He's the man. Carlos is one of the best sales managers I've ever worked with. I sat in on a few of your trainings, and I'm very rarely impressed. And I was truly, on my mother's eyes, was like, wow, that guy knows what he's doing. Great work, brother. Yeah, 100%.
Thanks, man.
My name's Troy Roble. I'm the SVP of Business Development at LightReach.
And LightReach is right now the most important lease financer in the entire country for solar. You literally saved us all from Sonova. As far as like what your guys' approach has been in order to be able to differentiate from the competition, what do you think you've done that's made it so much better?
try to be honest with our partners, treat them like partners.
Yeah.
You know, let them know when things are going good, let them know if things aren't going good, and communicate. And just really try to listen to what you guys tell us you need in the field and deliver it. And I think I've been doing solar for 15 years, and in most of my career, it's been the manufacturer, the financier who says, this is how you do it, this is why you do it, because we say it. So we try to take the different approach. We want to listen to the field, have the EPCs tell us what they need, and deliver solutions that they want. So I think that's what makes us a little bit different than everybody else. It's more of a partnership and long-term, less transactional.
Yeah. And with the amount of uncertainty that happened after the SunPower financing went away, Sonova financing went away.
Infin, Posigen, you're forgetting about those.
Well, I don't forget because they all owe me money. In probably about 800,000 after all of the three all kind of went under.
I'm sorry, brother.
It's okay. You guys always pay.
We do.
You guys always pay every single time. So, I mean, as far as working with investors and things along those lines, how have you created that sense of security for them so that they, continue working, continue throwing money at us?
Yeah, so my boss is a guy named Derek Heckendorn. Derek is the G of the industry, and he deals with the banks and raises all the money. And so why we do well versus others is we're the only TPO provider that owns the system for 25 years. So I don't flip it and sell it. Everybody else is flipping it and selling it to try to get future cash flows. So that's why we make sure that the EPCs don't cut corners and they're installing a system that's going to last for 25 years. And that gives the tax equity and investment community a little bit more comfort knowing that we're in it for the long haul with their investment. And so we have, I'm going to announce it later, but this will get posted after, right? So I already have over $1.5 billion raised for next year. I'm fully funded. So we continue to have more people wanting to give us money, and our concern is that I'm not going to sell enough.
Yeah. Oh, we'll make sure that it gets sold.
We'll make sure of it.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing.
We'll do
You guys are doing a great job. We really appreciate you, your team, and all the work that Sunder's been doing, your partnership with Sundina and everything. It's been really good. So that's why I want to personally come over and thank you.
Dude, I appreciate it. I have a question for you, just because there's technical stuff that, you do 150 contracts in 6 months. You see a lot of different things. The 5-year buyout, right? Then 5 years, any year after 5. Why is that there versus other finance companies who don't have a similar thing? Is it because you guys have already written off all the tax?
What do you mean?
So, customers can purchase the system at fair market value at a depreciated rate after year 5.
Yep.
Sunrun doesn't do that. A bunch of other installers don't do that. What does it actually look like for customers when reps are kind of pitching that aspect of it?
I thought most people. So what's different about us, from my understanding, and I don't have all the different financings that you do, is that we allow people to buy out at year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, any year. A lot of other companies have it fixed, like 7, 14, 20. We just give people the flexibility to do it if they want. We have to do it after year 5 so we can take advantage of the tax credits. Anytime after that, if they want to purchase it, they can. But why would you? You're giving up the warranty. The reason why you would do it is if you're selling the home. But outside of that, you're really not going to purchase it, because why would you do that if you're giving up all that extra warranty? Like if you have a battery, you get that extra 25 years of coverage.
Of actual coverage on those systems. Yeah, I was just wondering that because of just seeing the depreciation thing. And then as far as what the year's looking like ahead, as far as safe harbor and everything else, are you seeing some of these other finance companies just kind of buckle under the pressure?
You tell me. I don't work with them.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Well, no, I mean, what we did, the issue in the industry this year is around module supply. So we started working on this back in August, and so we secured modules with Green Tech, with Sunergy, BayWa, Sonopar. So I have modules for all of our installs for 2026, and so we made sure that we have access to that so that you guys can focus on acquiring customers and getting them installed, and that our installers know that they have the equipment they need to get domestic content and be able to put glass on roofs. So like right now, as we enter into January, there's going to be installers that are going to struggle to get modules. But all of our LightReach partners, all of your installers, have modules through our program and through our partnership with the distributors. And so that's one thing that makes us different as well. So we're constantly trying to look ahead and see what's potential trouble coming around the corner. And we come and tell our partners, hey, this is going to happen in a few months. We need to take action. And so when you mentioned some of those other financiers that went down, I warned quite a few people about that before, and some listened and some didn't. I think we got to get done.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you. Thank you for making so many people millionaires last year.
Thanks, brother.
MOD Michael O'Donnell.
And Mike O'Donnell, what are you doing here?
I'm in Las Vegas, man.
What are you doing in Vegas?
Any excuse to come to Las Vegas has got to be a good excuse to come here and have some fun. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
So, but no, that's all for fun and games. I have an office here. We install here, so I'm here a lot. I love Vegas. I've been selling solar in Vegas for a lot of years, but we install for Sunder here. So, and there's been a tremendous partner. We've had a tremendous amount of success working together. So I come here about once a month and do training for the Sunder sales force, some of our other sales teams here in Las Vegas. So yeah, and then we're sponsoring this event, as you know, and we did that last year. It was a terrific event. I can't imagine missing it. So yeah, super glad to be here.
Cool. So going straight to the deep question. Next year, right? Bunch of installers last year. Boom. Went under.
Thank God. We did not, yes.
Yeah, and you guys didn't. So what did you do in order to outlast that?
Well, we have no debt. Val and I finance the company ourselves, and when we need to reach and get it, we do, and keep the company stable and financially very healthy. So that's the main thing. But just not going too fast, not growing too fast, not trying to be everywhere all at once. I talk about the fact that there's a race to be the nationwide installer, and Sun Solar is going to come in dead last because we just kind of move into a place, get it squared away, kind of wait a while, absorb it so we can get it to be as good as the mothership, which was our original business in Arizona. 10 years in business. We just celebrated 10 years in business. So we're excited about that. So we're not really trying to take over the planet. We're trying to find places where we fit well and do as good a job as we always have. So that's really important to us.
And what's a 60-second sales tip?
60-second sales tip is to understand that everything is about to change. We're moving into solar 3.0. In the history of solar, we've never been able to knock on a door and say, go solar. Well, why should I go solar? It's cheaper, it saves you money, it saves the planet, it saves the polar bears. That's all nice, that's all nice. We've never been able to say, go solar because you need to, or you're doomed. And now that's absolutely true. You need to go solar or you're doomed.
We're doomed.
So, and that's what I'm training my solar salespeople in my company, and also on the MOD Sales Academy. We do training every single Wednesday. We do training every single day, actually. 8 o'clock Mountain Time.
And why are they doomed?
They're doomed because they're not going to be able to afford to live in a 2,500 square foot house. If they just stick with the utility, they're going to end up saying, well, what happened to me? And there's literally, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the last 2 weeks, everything has changed. The United States government has launched an effort to solve an existential problem. And the existential problem is we don't have the energy to do what the country needs done to not lose the AI space war to China. So how do you put that into a word track? That's a skill.
Yeah.
How do you freak somebody out? I was sitting here, Eric Nielsen from the stage was saying we had dinner last night, and O'Donnell's talking to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to go solar. If you can get somebody off of how much money are you saving me, if this is literally the solution to an existential threat, the sale's done. It's over, right? And you know, we've been out there, we've done that together. So it's a skill, but it's a matter of taking what's going on in the world and putting it into context. So right now we're knocking on doors, talking to people, and imagine we're knocking on the door of a goldfish, and we say, hey, have you heard what's going on with the water? And the goldfish says, what water?
What the hell are you talking about?
They don't even understand that they're submerged in water. So our homeowners don't understand they're completely submerged in their dependence on energy. And if something changes with regard to that, they're in big, big trouble. And it's changing big, and it's changing fast.
All right, we appreciate you, Mike. I know
Awesome.
We got to jump back in there. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Michael O'Donnell Sales on Instagram, Facebook, and they can also find my sales training at modsalesacademy.com. And then if you're in Arizona, Nevada, Texas, or Florida, we'd love to do work for you as partnering on sales and installs.
Okay.
All right,
I
man.
appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Legend.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Good to see you, Carl.
Okay, let's welcome to the stage, Callie and Shannon.
That was perfect.
I feel exceptional right now. That all the work and everything else that led to exactly where we are right now was completely worth it. I'm so glad to start my own company and then came to Sunder because you learn the fact that you'd rather have a solar union than not. So that's really the thing that kind of shifts. You go so much smoother with an actual team, and it makes you feel amazing inside. I'm really happy. And that is it. Your boy collected a couple of awards. I do actually sell solar quite a bit outside of just on this channel. Someone's got to pay these bills. Now, a question for you guys out there. What do you guys think? Right? What do you think the solar world's going to be looking like over the course of this next year? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to join a company where you can be safe and secure, knowing that the doors that you're landing, right, the sales that you're making are actually getting up on top of the roof, and more importantly, you're getting paid, make sure to hit us up at FLBlitz or CABlitz.com. More importantly, click subscribe down below, but most importantly, click on one of these two little videos. YouTube thinks you're going to like it a lot.